Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads, and today I have another update video for you guys. I'm full of the updates lately. Today's update is going to be about the Cecil Hotel, the infamous Cecil Hotel. I'm going to show you guys some inside pictures and give you guys some information and give you an update. Be sure you stay to the end of the video because I'm going to do the update at the end of the video. For those of you who are not familiar with the infamous Cecil Hotel located in downtown Los Angeles, I have another video that you can go check out. I'll link the video up here so that you can click on it. Go watch that video first. It gives you the background and the history of the hotel. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, start there, come back here, and I'll see you when you come back. Okay, for everybody else who's up to speed, let's talk about the Cecil Hotel. So as you may remember, May of last year, I had the opportunity to actually go to the hotel and go inside of it. It was amazing. It was an experience. So I want to take you guys through those photos again and just kind of give you like an insider kind of walkthrough of the modern day Cecil Hotel, okay? So this first picture that we're looking at, this is as you walk up to the Cecil Hotel. As you can see at the top corner there, there's like a white square and you can see like part of a blue shape. It's actually a blue heart. And that was, I mentioned this in my last video, but that's part of the, there was the old iconic painted on room rate sign on the side of the building there. And that was actually a protected, landmark, historical landmark, and it was illegally painted over, which was just so sad. When I pulled up, I didn't know that that had happened. This, like I said, this was May 2023, so last May, 1 year ago. Oh my gosh, when I saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I finally get here, and that's not at all what it looks like. So I was walking up to it, and that's kind of like the first thing you see. It's this really large, formidable building. And the sign coming off the corner of the building there, it's faded quite a bit. But that's the old Hotel Cecil sign in red. And this is just another photo of the front of the building. So these were like storefronts on the right side of the main entrance. And they're all, you know, no one's in there and they're all chained up and, you know, closed. But I thought it was, you know, just really interesting looking. And it's so sad. What a waste of space, you know, like I just think something so cool could be in there, but to see it like that, it's kind of a shame, you know. In my other video, I told the story of like how I walked up and the door was open and I met a couple. So if you guys want to know the story of like how I went inside the building, again, go check out that previous video. But when I approached the Cecil, the front doors were open and there was this table that was sitting in the like entryway, the foyer, and it was covered up with this tablecloth. It was just really, really weird. And you can see in this photo on the right and the left hand side, the gold metal, that's the doors, the sliding doors that are propped open. And then you go into this like little vestibule type area that you can see here. And it is so beautiful. They have painting on the ceiling. They have, I mean, murals. It is so beautiful. The detail that went into this with the sconces and the trim and everything. It's awe-inspiring. You walk in there and it's again, indescribable. And this is just that first little section. So the sliding glass doors open up and then you walk in and this is like the very first entryway. Like you haven't even gone completely you're still kind of in that. You haven't even like entered the main lobby yet. I had someone in my last video comment, I hadn't gone into the building. I don't know what they were saying. They were like, she hasn't gone into the building, or she's lying, she's not in the building, or something silly. And it was so funny to me because if you look in this picture, so this is me standing in the open door of the Cecil Hotel. You can see like the door's the same. I'm under there and you can actually see like those doors are open and the doors to the lobby behind me are open. You can see that table there, but like I do very much go in there. I don't get to go through the entire hotel, but I did go inside the Cecil. So for that person who's watching this, who's like, she didn't go in there. I did go in there. I totally went in there. This was a dream come true. I was like so stoked because I love this kind of very weird, you know, stuff, going places that are like have a darker history or have a different vibe. And so I was like just so excited. Outside of the front doors of the Cecil, there is this inlay and the sidewalk. They have this on both sides. It's really beautiful. It's actually kept its look, considering like how run down this area is, because this is in the heart of Skid Row. So I'm actually amazed that it's withstood the test of time as well as it has. It looks really cool. It's super iconic. You walk up to it and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm standing here. I'm standing on these creepy hollowed grounds of the Cecil Hotel. Once I went through the little vestibule area, or like little, I don't know what you call that little walkway thing, then this is what was going on in the foyer. So when I went to visit the Cecil, this was when it had already been converted into low-income housing for homeless people on housing vouchers, things like that. So when I went in there, there were people from a bunch of different organizations there, kind of assisting people in the area to come in and to talk to them about housing and about getting set up in the Cecil. And so the woman, you can actually see her in the photo. She's on the left-hand side towards the back wearing black. She was so great. She came up to me and was sharing so much information and was like sharing photos and all kinds of stuff. It was just a really cool experience. She told me what was going on at that time. And so what they were doing at that time is they converted these, and it's right now they're still doing this, but there is something coming up. So they've converted the rooms into these apartments, and in a minute I'm going to show you those pictures of what it looks like inside those apartments. But finishing up here with the lobby, so this is the mailbox slot where it has all of the original numbered slots for all of the different rooms. I don't know why I think this is just so fascinating, but I love this kind of stuff, that aesthetic. They've really maintained the charm of the Cecil, so there hasn't been big changes. Here is a really great picture where you can see the foyer with nothing in it, and you can see that it still is very true to the original construction and the original architecture and design. This photo was taken from the mezzanine above the lobby, and if you look to the left, you can see where that reception area is, and then here you can see where the residents have their mailboxes and where they can actually go pick up their own mail. So their mail is not kept in those cute little mailboxes behind the reception desk. It's actually kept there in locked mailboxes, which is probably better, right? So moving through the Cecil, there are some like interesting things in the lobby. There was like some things that were probably not in the best repair, things that they're working on. They're doing some, they were doing like, it looked like painting and upgrades and, just trying to like basically clean the Cecil up. But it definitely still looks like the original Cecil. There's this fantastic photo I have of the hallway that has that brown paint. I think we've like seen it in the documentaries. If you watched that Netflix documentary, and they show the inside of the Cecil and they show the walls are painted brown. This is a great shot of one of those hallways that has the brown painted walls. It's so crazy, that like think of hotels that you stayed in. They usually have either that like tacky wallpaper or like walls that are that, stuff that's easy to scrub. But how often do you see dark brown walls? And then you think like, what are those dark brown walls hiding? And then as far as the rooms or the people that are living there now, they have a shared kitchen area. So most of the residents have to share their kitchen area, and the majority would have a shared bathroom. There are some units that have their own individual bathrooms. They're cute. They're really, really small. They're not very big. But again, this is just housing for people who are trying to get back on their feet and have a nice place. And so it's not about, how big it is. It's just about the safety and having a roof over their heads. So I think that it's a really cool concept. There are quite a few different images of different rooms and setups they have, and they're all very unique and very different. The lady that I spoke with, she was one that kind of got to go in and assist and, set things up and decorate. And so she was really excited about that and the different pieces that they had and things like that. Okay, so what is going on with the Cecil now? What is the update? Well, the Cecil Hotel is still housing low-income tenants. However, there seems to be quite a few vacancies. So there aren't a lot of people that are moving into the Cecil and taking them up on these opportunities to be in this housing. And I'm not sure really why that is. They do have a physician there and they have a dentist. So people, if they come in and they have health concerns, medical issues going on, there is someone on site that can assist them, or at least that's what, is said. Now, I haven't been in the program, so the people who live there might have something different, might have a different experience, which I would love to hear about that. They're able to go in and stay there for at least a year, but what the residents are finding, or what they're saying, is that the hotel is in complete disrepair. It's dirty, it's not clean, there's sanitary issues, and there's safety issues. And we know that the Cecil has always been kind of a magnet, right, for the seedy underbelly of the, dark things that happen in Los Angeles. And because of where it's located, right on the outskirts of Skid Row, it is right there where there is a higher crime rate. You've got, the homeless, you've got a lot of mental illness, you have a lot of drug use and abuse, and then you've got this hotel that's right there in the middle of it. The company that has the 99-year lease on the Cecil has actually recently, as of March of this year, March of 2024, has actually put the Cecil Hotel up for sale. And it's interesting because it's not really for sale as far as being able to own the land, but the way that it works is that if you buy it, you get the 99-year land lease, and then you get to own the building that's on it. I know it's confusing and weird, but it just is what it is. So that company, which is, I believe, like Barron Properties or Barron Enterprises or something like that, that company, they've stated that they're really hoping that there can be someone local or a West Coast company or firm that will purchase the hotel. They claim that because they bought it right before COVID hit. So the thought when they bought it was that they were going to turn half of it into market rate apartments and then half of it into like swanky hotel. Well, when they got in there, they realized that there are a certain amount of rooms in that hotel that are specifically allotted for low income. So that makes it tough, right? If you've got people, it's very different to have low income residents living into what some people would want to be like an upscale or higher end hotel. That's what the Cecil tried to do when they launched Stay on Main, and they had the hostels and they had it all, nice for young travelers. And then they had the other people, that were on the top, floors of the hotel. And they thought that they had separate I believe they had separate entrances, but they shared an elevator. And we all know that didn't keep people safe. Elisa Lam, the student who went missing and then was found in the water tank, we don't know what happened to her. So there has been safety concerns and safety issues, and that developer's plan it fell through. And on top of that, there was COVID. And so that kind of they just halted everything basically at that point. And I think now they just really want to wash their hands of the project. And so they're hoping that someone else will come in and take over this 99-year land lease. They're like 91 years, I think, 9 years. So they have like 91 years left on the lease. That's what I'm trying to say. I did a little digging, and the price of the Cecil has not been disclosed, but the property and the building is valued at roughly $31 million. So I would assume it's probably going to be in that ballpark. It's really interesting, the building and what's going to happen to it. I think it's a really cool historic building. For me personally, just as a fan of the building, I would love to see it get made into a hotel. I would for sure go stay there. But it'd have to be cleaned up a lot, and there would have to be a lot of security, and that's going to take a major investment. I think if somebody had the money and the capital to put into it and to do something really cool with it, I think that it could be really cool, and it could, return on that investment. But it's going to take a lot of money up front because there's so many things going on with that location, and it's going to also, it's going to have an impact of, do they have to retain some of those rooms for low income housing? It's going to be really interesting, whatever, it is that whoever buys it, whatever they decide to do. I'm really excited to see what the next chapter is for the Cecil Hotel. And one final thing I want to mention before I sign off on this video is there is a TikToker, he's a YouTuber as well, and his name is Pete Montzingo, and I will leave his name here so you guys can go find him. But this kid lives, a kid, I shouldn't call him a kid. To me, he's a kid, but this young man lives in a building across the street from the Cecil Hotel. And he has flown a drone in the window, and he's filmed all of the crazy like things that he sees, the crime that's happening outside, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So I totally recommend checking him out because he just posts some really great stuff. So if you're a fan of the Cecil Hotel like I am, and you want, you know, just to see random videos and TikToks about it, definitely go check out Pete Monzingo because his stuff is fantastic. And Pete, if you're watching this, I adore you. If you like this kind of content and would like to see more of it, please give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And also, you guys, only like 0.9% of the people who watch my videos are subscribers. So what are you waiting for? Hit the little subscribe button so we can hang out. And then also, if you want to be notified whenever I upload new content, hit the little notification bell and you will get those notifications. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.